Right. Everybody ready?
Yes.
So we're going to call the concurrent joint meetings of the City Council, City of Commerce, Joint Powers Financing Authority, and the governing body of the successor agency to the Commerce Community Development Commission to order. Lena, could we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Garcia. Here. Councilmember Linus.
Here.
Vice Mayor Altamirano.
Here.
And Mayor Guimeda.
Here. And do we have any public comment?
No public comment.
Nothing? All right, good. Public comment is closed, and at this point, we're going to recess to closed session. Lena, if you don't mind reading the items we'll be covering during closed session.
Item number 1, the City Council will confer with its labor negotiator with respect to labor negotiations pertaining A, memorandum of understanding on behalf of part-time employees, B, memorandum of understanding on behalf of mid-management and non-management full-time employees, and C, compensation and benefits for the unrepresented full-time executive management employees. Item number 2, conference with legal counsel regarding anticipated potential litigation, one matter. Item number 3, the City Council will confer with its real property negotiator with respect to real estate negotiations regarding property located at 5550 Harbor Street, Commerce.
Thank you, Lena, and at this point, we'll move over to closed session. Thank you. Everybody ready? We're now reconvening from closed session. Could we get legal counsel report, please?
Certainly, Mr. Mayor. With all 5 members of the City Council being present, the City Council met in closed session and discussed the following items. City Council discussed items 1A and C. City staff made presentations. City Council provided direction. No final reportable action was taken. Item number 2 was discussed. City staff made a presentation. The City Council provided direction. No final reportable action was taken. And item number 3 was discussed in closed session. City staff made a presentation. No final reportable action was taken. Nothing further to report. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, legal counsel. And at this time, we're going to call the regular city council meeting of the City of Commerce to order. City Clerk, can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Garcia? Here. Councilmember Lainez?
Here.
Councilmember Iborio? Here. Vice Mayor Altamirano?
Here.
And Mayor Guimedo?
Here. And if we can have everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance by our Parks and Recreation Director, Greg Alanis. And please remain standing for the invocation by Councilwoman Rebollo, please.
Thank you. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit, we come before you, Lord, today to thank you for the opportunity to serve this community in the capacities that we do. Lord, we ask for a blessing for our community, for everybody presenting today, for all those that lead our country, for the men and women that fight for our country. And Lord, may you guide us to make the best decisions for this community. And I ask, Lord, for a very special blessing for the family of our dear Celia Hinojosa, who is now resting in your glory. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you both. And at this time, we're going to move to appearances and presentations. We'll go to item number 1, which is a proclamation declaring September 23rd as Deaf Awareness Month in the City of Commerce. And for that, we're going to have call on our director from Parks and Recreation, who's going to make a small presentation here.
Good evening, Mayor, members of City Council. Greg Alanis, Director of Parks and Recreation. So today I would like to take a moment to raise awareness about the important topic that often goes unnoticed, deafness. September is recognized as Deaf Awareness Month, and it provides us with an opportunity to learn more about the challenges faced by the deaf community and how we can support them. It is estimated that over 466 million people worldwide experience some form of hearing loss, and around 34 million of them are children. These numbers highlight the significance of understanding and empathizing with the deaf community. Sign language is a beautiful and expressive language that allows deaf individuals to communicate effectively. It is not just a series of hand gestures, but a rich and complex language with its own grammar and syntax. Learning even a few basic signs can go a long way in bridging the communication gap, making deaf individuals feel included and valued. And that's why we're here today. The City of Commerce, and more particularly the Parks and Recreation Department, strives to be inclusive with all programming. As you are aware, one of our most beloved participants, Sam Ocampos, who's sitting in the audience, is deaf. Sam participates on the swim team, girls water polo team, and recently completed her first year in volleyball. As you can imagine, participating in team sports and in individual sports such as swimming consists of communication amongst coaches, teammates, and officials. This is where the Parks and Recreation Department provides support for Sam. Although we are celebrating Deaf Awareness Month, we also want to celebrate the many coaches, teammates, and our supportive parents who have taken the initiative to learn sign language on their own so that so as not to exclude any individuals from our programs. For example, volleyball coach, who you all know, Nadine Cardenas, took an American Sign Language class and is continuing her studies currently in ASL. Her initiative to learn sign language is a testament to her commitment to be inclusive and her commitment to our residents. In addition to Nadine and other coaches, many of Sam's teammates have also begun to learn sign language, which has contributed to Sam's success in our programs. So, in conclusion, Deaf Awareness Month is a reminder for us to be mindful of the barriers faced by the community and to work towards creating an inclusive society, which is what the model city is already doing. Thank you, and at this time, I'd like to call up to the podium here, Sam, come on up, and her mother. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time and for acknowledging such an important growth of our community and the many parents, coaches, and staff that make our program so unique and really such a model city. Sammy's been growing up and she has been bred through every program here in the city, and up until now, I think that I've had to speak for Samantha, but now Samantha's 8 years old, and I think that Samantha is ready to address our council as a very active participant of the city.
Hi, thank you for all your support.
Ready? Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you for all your support.
Yeah.
I want to thank my coaches for bringing me aside and have the time to explain what I have to do, and I'm grateful for my friends and family to learn ASL for me, especially Angelina. She's been helping me and learning ASL for me. She's been helping me to understand the game, and yeah, I'm grateful. And I'm gonna continue to do a good job to make my city proud.
So thanks again for taking the time to celebrate not just our ability to participate in, originally it was just water sports, but now thanks to the support of our community and our coaches, Samantha has ventured into the land sports of volleyball, and this summer she participated in her first Parks and Recreation program where she had an absolute blast. And so I am forever indebted to the wonderful staff and support that Samantha has been able to find here in the city, and thank you from the bottom of our heart.
Well, thank you both. Thank you, Greg, for your presentation. Thank you, Ms. Janelle Ocampo, for the support that you provide for your child and for others that are suffering through this. So thank you. We really appreciate you. And let me go ahead and read the proclamation that we have today. Proclamation of the City Council of the City of Commerce proclaiming September 2023 as Deaf Awareness Month in the City of Commerce. Whereas the U.S. Census estimates that 1 out of 20 Americans are deaf and hard of hearing, and whereas nearly 10 million persons are hard of hearing and 1 million experience loss of hearing. Whereas according to the National Institute of Health, approximately 2 to 3 out of every 1,000 children in the United States are born with detectable level of hearing loss in one or both ears. And whereas there are numerous causes of deafness and hearing loss, including genetics, diseases, viruses, infections, allergies, tumors, head trauma, and aging. That would probably be me. Whereas organizations for the deaf, such as Greater Los Angeles Agency on Deafness and the National Association of Deaf are valuable resources which provide referrals and resources to the deaf and hearing impaired. Whereas the City of Commerce Special Needs Commission promotes greater awareness, programs and services to assist those with special needs in our community. Now therefore, the City of Commerce Council of the City of Commerce does hereby proclaim September 2023 as Deaf Awareness Month in the City of Commerce and urges everyone to learn more about deafness, including how to communicate with our hearing impaired community. Signed this 12th day of September 2023, Mayor Hugo Argumedo and the members of the City Council. Thank you. All right, let me move on here. And so we're going to move on at this time. We're going to move to item number 2, commendation. Well, I believe she's not going to be. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. They're not going to be here, so we're going to continue this item. Thank you. All right. Let me move on here. Sure, absolutely. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you for the time. I just wanted to take this time to thank the Ocampo family, not just for your presence here today, but just for continually inspiring us, and particularly to Miss Sammy, our little champion. Thank you for being so brave. I know speaking in front of us was not easy, so thank you for doing that and showing how courageous you are. And that just is a testament to who you are and how courageous you are every single day, because you do this on a daily basis. So thank you so much. I've had such an honor to watch you in the water and watch your mom post videos of volleyball. And I know you just recently also did a cheer camp, so now you are cheering also for your sibling school. So you're a force to be reckoned with, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for you. Thank you for teaching us about diversity and how to celebrate diversity and to continue to celebrate diversity. So thank you again for sharing her with the City of Commerce, but not just her. Thank you for sharing your other children as well, Nico, and where's my little Oli over there? So thank you all for your advocacy. Thank you again.
Any other comments? All right. Yeah. So we'll move on, and any public comment? No public comment? Okay, we'll move on to the consent calendar. We have items 3, 4, and 5. If there's no comments or question, a motion would be in order to approve items 3, 4, and 5.
I'll move.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Thank you. And we'll move to scheduled matters. Item number 6, presentation and update from the Sheriff's Department regarding public safety in the City of Commerce. Sergeant Duarte.
Good afternoon, Mayor and council members. So the report that I have a presentation with PowerPoint from January 1st through September 9th. These are from September, from up to September 1st to September 9th. So aggravated assaults, at this time we have 0, robberies we have 2, burglaries we have 1, other thefts we have 6, auto thefts we have 8, and we have 0 arsons. Now, if you could switch over to the slide. On this next one, it's going to be from September 1st to the 9th, which is only 8 days. You could see in comparison to other cities, what we have is going to be 1 burglary, 6 other thefts, 8 auto thefts. In comparison to Cudahy, they have 1 assault, 1 burglary, 2 other thefts, and 1 auto theft. Maywood has 1 burglary and 4 auto thefts. And East LA has 8 assaults, 3 robberies, 10 other thefts, 22 auto thefts, and 1 arson. That's the comparison with the surrounding cities. And then the Commerce arrest stats. For August, we had 33 misdemeanor, 19 felony. In September, up to date, we have 3 misdemeanor and 6 felony arrests. Okay. On the next slide, you will see some locations that were cleaned up the past 2 weeks with Ocean Blue and El Saucito and the SAO team. Some of them were in the railroad tracks, some of them were in private property, but we assisted them to removing the individuals. You could go on to the next slide. Those are some other locations as well. A big one that we were assisted by BNSF would be this Lawson and Gage one. Elderly lady thinks that she's having an exposition center placed on the railroad tracks. So that's one of the pictures that you'll see that has been taken care of it by them. Okay, I'll go to the next slide. These are the Commerce SAO activities. So the first homeless cleanup that we had was on August 23rd. That was with Ocean Blue and El Saucito from Social Services. We got the opportunity to attend the State of the City at Stevens Steakhouse on September 24th, 23rd. On 9/29, we attended the Senior Center Town Hall and provided an update regarding public safety issues. On August 30th, we provided security for Congressman Garcia during their town hall meeting. On 9/31, we assisted narcotics with an illegal marijuana grow search warrant. 4 individuals were detained. No one was arrested. Commerce Code Enforcement Ralph Viveros responded and issued administrative citations as needed. And then we were stand correctly, 9/30, that's going to be actually August. My apologies. So all the other days were August. And September 6th, that was the next cleanup, homeless cleanup with Ocean Blue and El Saucitos from Social Services. And then on September 9th, the SAO team participated in the YMCA 15 Annual Senior Health Fair. And additionally provided security for the last summer concerts in the park, which included for the first time a beer garden, which was a success and had no major issues. That concludes my report. If there's any questions.
Is there any questions? Councilwoman Rebollo?
Could you remind me again what other thefts mean?
So
In the
the
stats?
other thefts, other thefts come from like grand theft, like if the amount is greater than $950, from vehicles, from lockers, from boats, from aircrafts, and just petty theft. So if they go in the store and take a least amount of money under $950, it's considered a petty theft.
Okay, that was it. Thank you.
So I could break them down if you would like me to on how many.
No. It was in the stats, but I didn't remember what other thefts meant.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Anybody else? Any other questions? No. Yes, Councilmember Linus?
Sergeant, I just wanted to thank you for the presentation, and thank you for actually itemizing the activities that the SAO team did. I think this is a new addition to your presentation, so I do appreciate it. It just really highlights the work that you're doing out there in the community, so thank you. I don't have any questions for the sergeant specifically, but I do have a question for our staff because we are talking about public safety now. I know that we've recently made a hire for a public safety manager, and so I wanted to, we don't have to discuss it today, but maybe in an upcoming meeting we can discuss maybe meet them and understand their plan to help us achieve our safety goals here in the city, and how are we approaching onboarding whether it's in open session, whether it's in closed, I think it would be prudent to have that introduction.
Certainly, Councilmember, it's a sergeant's report, but it's public safety related. That process is still underway, and once that process concludes, we'll report back to the city council accordingly.
Okay.
But it's still underway. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Thank you for your comments. There being any other comments, questions? All right. Well, thank you, Sergeant. Appreciate your report, and always I like the format. I like the new things you're adding, and particularly on the homelessness, all the work you guys are doing out there and helping out, and the itemized list of items where you're attending and providing help and assistance. So really appreciate all of that, and I think it's great for the benefit of the community and everybody watching the meeting as well. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so item number 7, amending the annual operating budget for fiscal year 2023-2024. Edgar?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor, City Council again. Edgar here. So I'd like to suggest this evening, with the City Council's permission, acknowledging that we do have several items to still report back to the City Council on, including information and some fine tuning that we've unfortunately fallen short at this point. I'd like to, with the council's permission, and if Kevin takes us to slide number 4, do a brief overview of the new timely items, which includes capital outlay items, which are going to be discussed with the City Council at the first time, and ask if we can get approval for these and return at a later date with the other items. And so if the City Council's okay with that, I'd like to go through, I believe it's 3 slides of items, and it would take our surplus down to 5.7. Is the council okay with me proceeding that way? And after, why don't I do the overview, and after I do that, if the City Council would like to delve into anything else, happy to do that. That's the council's pleasure. But this evening, what I would like to tackle is the next slide. $303,000 in personnel expenditures. Apologize that it is a little small on the screen, but these items you've seen before, with the exception of the last bullet. And the last bullet, it relates to traveling dance team, asking for $17,520 so that they can travel to the Sharp Championships. They were recently invited due to their merit and performance, and so that event is in January, and we know that flights go up, there's lodging, and the parents are going to be also responsible for a portion of those costs, and so we do want to let them know if we plan to support that. The other item is full-time permit tech, full-time code enforcement officer, full-time facility maintenance specialist, 2 full-time street maintenance workers, and 2 part-time class instructors for performing arts, which were popular the last time that we were here. On the capital outlay side, which is next, these are new to the City Council, but it includes handheld scanners, book trucks, foldable wagons, game consoles, public computer tables, and cabin furnishings for Camp Commerce for the camp manager. And on the next slide, we have transportation, and you see a breakdown there of the items: the backup ADA van for senior center, compact track loader, which would help with snow removal up at camp, which is timely due to unpredictable weather nowadays. We have 2 dial-a-ride vehicles. That figure there that you see on your screen represents our match, the city's commitment, and then an outdoor forklift for the warehouse, specifically for our receiving services and our food distribution. And so that total, as you see at the top of the slide, is $490,437 in one-time capital outlay costs, and as I mentioned on the previous slide, $303,833 in personnel costs. And if you include the $17,520 in the one-time travel, that's an expenditure of $321,353. These are the more timely items that we'd like the City Council to consider while we complete our review and our report back to the City Council. Thank you. Happy to answer any
Is
questions you may
there
have.
any comments? Council?
I'd like to make a motion
Sure.
to, I'd like to make the motion and recommendation of the city manager.
Great. Any other comments? Okay. We have a motion.
I'd like
Your
to make a
motion's
motion for his recommendation,
I'll
yes.
second.
Okay, I think we had a second with the Vice Mayor. Sorry, yeah. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Is there any
Next slide,
additional
Kevin.
comments? If not, we'll go ahead and go to the vote. All in favor? All right, any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Great, thank you.
Thank you, council.
All right, and we're going to move to item number 8, which is committee and commission appointments.
We
Lena?
have a vacancy on Education Commission, that's appointment of Councilmember Iborio.
At this time, I will be appointing Smirna Carrabeo to the Education Commission.
Okay, thank you.
All right, great. And we'll move to ordinances. Item number 9, second reading of an uncoded, codified ordinance approving a development agreement related to applicant number 18-052.
This is the second reading. The first reading was anonymously approved by 5-0 vote, and staff recommends approval of the second reading.
Okay. Do we need to open it, or do we just need a vote on it?
We already had a
Okay.
public hearing.
Okay, so we just need to take a vote as a second, for second reading.
Mhm.
All right, motion would be in order.
So moved.
We have motion, is there a second?
Second.
We have motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Seeing
Abstain.
none, motion passes. Lena, can you do the second reading, please?
Yes, I'll read the title. An uncodified ordinance of the City Council of the City of Commerce approving and adopting development agreement, also identified as a commercial cannabis permit ID number 18-052, between the City of Commerce and DJCC Corporation, a California corporation for commercial cannabis business at 5350-80 East Washington Boulevard, Commerce, California, making findings consistent with and pursuant to Government Code Section 65867.5, and making findings of the CEQA categorical exemption.
Thank you. And that concludes that item, and at this point, we'll go to City Council successor agency reports. I'll start over to my right. Councilwoman Garcia.
I'd just like to say that I went to the final concert at the park. We were able to see a few groups, and it was exciting to see everyone having a good time. And I want to thank the Parks and Recreation putting the event well together. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's all I have to report. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And Councilwoman Rebollo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At this time, I'll just report that over the weekend, I was at the Contract Cities Fall Summit. Lots of really, really important information was shared. As a result of that, I would like for us, there's a city manager, no, he's gone. I would like to put an action item on the floor for us to get information as it relates to our Measure H funds. I don't think we've had a full presentation yet on when we do I know that a lot of the funding comes from when we do our homeless count. So I just kind of want to understand, maybe all of us to understand how much money we're getting from Measure H. And then where is that money going? I know we've purchased some beds at the Bell Shelter. I want an update on that. If we can please get that soon. What else? I think I'll sit down with the sergeant and the city manager. There was a lot of really important information discussed as it pertains to public safety and some new measures coming on the ballot that I would like to understand how to inform our community better on, as it relates to, I'm going to butcher it, I think it was SB 94, I think. I'm probably saying the wrong number, but, so I will sit down with the sergeant But that's where I was over the weekend. Gained a lot of really important information that I'll forward to all of you. There was a lot of really important slides that were shared with us. So that was it. Just, share the sad news of the passing of one of our very active seniors and resident of the City of Commerce, Ms. Doña Celia Hinojosa, who resided in the Sheila apartment area. And just offer my condolences to the family and just, let the community know this is such an unexpected loss for the family. If anybody would like to help the family out, there is a contact person that is helping with that. And also just to my colleagues as well, if anybody would like to help, they're in dire need of some assistance for the funeral expenses. So that was it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman Rebollo. Councilmember Linus?
Thank you, Mayor. On August 24th, I attended the Rosewood Park Sports Banquet honoring our recreational youth soccer athletes. So that was really great to see, just the families and the children together and celebrating what was our first season of recreational youth sports post-pandemic. So that was exciting. On August 30th, I attended the Sela Town Hall held by our Congressman Robert Garcia, and in the crowd I see a member of their team, the Community Development and Grants Director, John Peraza. So thank you for your work in organizing and getting everything set up, and also thank you to the Library Department and all city staff who really was able to create such a great space, right, for everybody to congregate and ask the congressman some questions. I thought it was a really good turnout. I haven't been to any of his other town halls, but I felt like there was a really good turnout there. It was crowded and it was a lot of good energy there. So it was really exciting to see the congressman. I'm really grateful for his engagement, and I'm also hopeful and excited for the work that he's doing to help our Southeast LA region. So thank you to him. This past Saturday, I attended the 18th annual Commerce to College Fair. So thank you to the library staff, the city commissioners, the schools, the panelists of speakers, just everybody who participated. But most importantly, thank you to the parents and the students who came out and attended and helped make the event such a success. And lastly, as many of my colleagues here, I also attended the final set of this year's Concerts in the Park series. So thank you to city staff for their work in not only facilitating such a great event, but also the implementation of the new feature, right? I know we had a beer garden, so thank you as well to the Commerce Aquatics Booster Club and the Commerce Evening Lions Club for really running a tight ship. I had just gotten to the park and I was trying to walk into the garden, and I actually tried to walk in through the exit because I didn't know the exact layout, and somebody from the Lions Club said, nope, you gotta turn right around and go into the entrance. So I like that, right? Because rules are rules and we do have to enforce them. So I think thank you to the Lions Club, thank you to the Booster Club, thank you to city staff, and thank you to everyone for hosting such a great series. So that's all I have to report, Mayor.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Altamirano.
I just, to our city manager, sorry, I need someone on my senior commission, so maybe you can get me connected with staff there to see who's open to serving on that, okay? Thank you. That's all, Mayor.
Great. Thank you all for your reports. I too attended some of the events that were mentioned. Of course, the visit from our congressman was just absolutely great to be able to have him here, host a town hall meeting here for the Southeast LA community. That was great. It was good to have him here. I'm glad he selected the City of Commerce. And of course, I want to thank Jancito Peraza, his part of his staff, who I think was very influential in making sure that that Commerce was selected, or I'm sure he had something to do with it. But we really appreciate him being here, and the turnout was excellent. To our library staff has already been mentioned. Thank you all for working well to make that space work. I know it was a little bit of a challenge, but you made it work, and it turned out excellent. Everything went really smooth. Everybody in attendance, I think, was engaged and participated in the discussions. I liked some of the questions that were being asked, and I think our congressman is just excellent in addressing a lot of the issues that were being raised. And I think he's been very, very effective in representing our district, so we're really honored and proud to have him representing our district here. So thank you again. And also, yeah, I attended the summer concert series that we've been having at our parks, this last one, and I'm really happy to report that, you know, again, our Parks and Recreation never lets us down. They always step up and get things done early in the morning. I actually happen to be doing a little bit of jog, and I saw them all working out there, getting everything all set up and getting everything ready. And by the time, you know, 5 o'clock came around, they actually, you know, were ready to go, and it turned out great, beautiful. I think we have a great combination there. I mean, for success. I think the groups that played were very well received by the community. A lot of people out there were active, dancing out there, enjoying the event. And also, of course, I like the responsibility of everybody that participated in for the first time that we've had it, the beer garden. It was a big success, afforded an opportunity for our organizations, the Lions Club and the Booster Club, Aquatics Booster Club, to fundraise. And they did it very responsibly. I applaud the community because there was no incidents. Our sergeant reported no major incidents at all. Everything went really smooth, and that's the way it should be. So if you want to enjoy some of this, it's great. We commend you. We thank you for being responsible out there, and everybody for working together and putting an excellent event together. So again, thank you all, and that's all I have to report today. I don't have anything else to report, so at this point, we're going to be adjourning, and I'd like to thank my colleague, Oralia, for the comments you made. We're going to be adjourning in memory of Celia Hinojosa. Thank you for making us aware of that. I wasn't aware of it. Beautiful, beautiful lady. Anybody that has met her, she's just amazing. She's a beautiful person, and I'm really sorry to hear the news about her loss. Our condolences to her entire family. Thank you. And at this point, we are now adjourned. Thank you, everybody.